But we did move into, there were new houses. It was a whole new housing estate built on the edge of London, so new housing estate for people from the East End. And so it was a new community with children of all kinds of different ages. So when I think back to my play memories, it is with my family, with my siblings, and also children from the area. It was lots of children around.
And so how did you sort of get your group together? Did it just feel quite a sort of natural?
There was a local primary school, so all the children in the area went to the school.
The same.
So we kind of we all knew each other. So it was just whoever was out on the street. It wasn't even ages particularly didn't matter that much.
And so out on the street, was that the main location?
Yeah,
okay.
Always. Yeah.
And out on the street, what kind of street? Busy roads? Was it?
No, not then. Anyway, a lot quieter than what it is now. I mean, there was a bus route that came in probably when I was about 11 that came down my road, but before that there wasn't buses that came down even. And around the corner was a square where they'd put concrete bits and pieces which you're supposed to play with. But there was a square, so that's where people would congregate and meet, and then go off from there around the block and stuff.
What were these bits of concrete? Sorry.
Well, they were kind of like I'm trying to think. They were they're about 2.5 foot off the ground.
Yeah.
And they were rectangular.
Yeah.
And I suppose they're almost like a seating area.
Yeah. Specifically for children, though, you mean? Or hard to say.
No, hard to say. There wasn't any playground equipment in the area. Yeah. So they weren't actually trying to attract children.
Okay.
But there was these odd concrete things.
So you'd meet there.
Yeah.
Head off to what?
Very locally.
To where?
It was very local. We probably only moved within a quarter to half a mile from,
and was that
from our
because
houses.
You thought that you maybe weren't allowed to go any further?
No,
or?
we did every now and again, but the majority of our play, because everyone lived in that space, that's where it happened. Every now and again we'd go down to the what was called the mental hospital, which was Claybury or Clayhall, I can't remember which one it was, and down to the bomb craters, which was a bit further, and the local park, which was again a bit further.
Which was the park?
It was Barkingside Recreation Ground.
So with the hospital, was that an open hospital at the time? Or
no, it was closed.
It was closed at the time.
Yeah.
So what would you actually play in and around the hospital?
No.
That sounds terrifying.
Yes, no, it was terrifying, but that's the part. That's the point in a way, is to be terrified, and that whenever you'd go down this row of bushes, which ran alongside the hospital, and there'd be a big concrete fence there with concrete panels and barbed wire on the top. And there'd always be holes in the concrete, and whenever you heard a sound, that was it. You know, the loonies were escaping, and that you'd have to kind of like run away and you'd scare yourselves. But that was all part of it. The play, you knew they weren't really, but it was that was the fun of it.
That reminds me a bit of the classic Knockdown Ginger.
Yeah.
I guess that same adrenaline.
Yeah.
Who's gonna?
Yeah.
Did you play that?
Oh
at
yeah,
all?
yeah.
And how would you choose who to knock down, or which door to knock on? Because that was always the fascinating bit. Was it?
Thinking back on it, there wasn't any. Sometimes we would pick on somebody, but that wasn't usual. Every now and again we'd pick on someone who'd gone indoors, so their parents had called them in, and so because we knew that they would know that it was us.
Okay.
So and sometimes when someone wound us up, we might do it, but on the whole it'd be anyone, anywhere. I mean,